Hello everyone, for this video I will be reviewing the equipment and transfers for adapted paddleboarding for people with SCI. There are several types of paddleboards that can be chosen based on the user's needs. Adapted paddleboard types include the oarboard and the trident paddleboard. The oarboard comes as a kit that includes carbon fiber paddles, a rowing unit that is secured at the top of the board, a seat that can be attached onto the board, an air pump, and a bag with wheels for easier transportation. The trident paddle can accommodate most manual wheelchairs and various amounts of abilities. Additionally, the trident paddleboard can be used by two people at the same time if desired. The design of this board promotes decreased energy expenditure by decreasing the effort necessary to paddle fast and track straight. Another commercially sold paddleboard that can be used is a Megalodon paddleboard. Various sizes of Megalodon paddleboards are available and can range up to 18 feet in length and hold up to 1,100 pounds. With the size of this paddleboard, a wheelchair can be anchored in the middle with multiple other people on the board as well. A traditional size paddleboard can also be used. Adapted paddleboards have various seating system options. Manual wheelchair accommodations can be utilized on Trident and Megalodon paddleboards, removing the requirement to transfer in and out of the wheelchair. The manual wheelchair sits on top of the paddleboard and is secured so the user can paddle while remaining seated in the wheelchair. The paddleboard set is another seating system option. This seat promotes trunk support and attaches to the paddleboard by 4 rigging points placed towards the center handle. This option can be used on any paddleboard with the 4 rigging points. Beanbag chairs can also be placed on the paddleboard to form around the participant's body to aid in comfort and stabilization. Outriggers can be utilized to increase the stability of the paddleboard. These outriggers are attached to the paddleboard and can be adjusted to the amount of stability needed by the user. The inflatable outrigger attaches to the kayak through a strap system and is more closely positioned to the paddleboard, providing slight additional stability. Whereas the stabilizer float package can be extended up to 20 inches on either side of the paddleboard, providing maximal increased stability, and the hydrodynamic design promotes minimal water drag. The stabilizer float package attaches to the paddleboard through suction cups and straps to secure the device in place. Rower paddles, bent shift paddles, and lightweight carbon fiber paddles can be used for adapted paddleboarding. Rower paddles are utilized for people who prefer to sit on the paddleboard. This device attaches to the top of the paddleboard and the user performs a rowing movement pattern to move the paddles and board forward in the water. The bent shaft and lightweight carbon fiber paddles are the same as the ones used for adapted kayaking, promoting decreased strength and endurance requirements and stress on upper extremity joints. Adapted paddleboarding has accessories available to increase hand and wrist support while participating. There are many varieties of paddle grips available to reduce pressure and friction of one's hands on the paddle. These accessories attach around the paddle and are secured in place by Velcro. Wrist guards are also available to promote wrist stability and decrease the risk of overuse injuries while paddleboarding. These cuffs are secured on one's wrist with Velcro straps at the proximal and distal ends of the guard. Transportation of paddleboards can be cumbersome, but there are devices available to ease the task of moving the paddleboard from one place to another. A carrying strap has 2 straps that wrap around the top and back of the paddleboard and are secured with adjustable buckles. A shoulder strap with a cushioned pad is then used so the paddleboard can be carried on one shoulder for easier transportation. Another paddleboard transportation option is a transport cart. There are various transport carts on the market that can carry up to 2 paddleboards on the device at one time. These devices have wheels, reducing the need for carrying the paddleboards on oneself and the energy expended for transportation. For transfers, people with cervical or upper level thoracic SCI that have difficulties with limited upper extremity or trunk range of motion, strength, and stability have the option of transferring onto the Trident or Megalodon paddleboard while staying in their wheelchair. The manual wheelchair is secured onto the board through a strapping system. For individuals who prefer to sit on the paddleboard without their wheelchair, a floor transfer can be utilized for getting on and off the paddleboard. Here is a demonstration of one way to complete this transfer. However, for optimal safety with transfers, it is recommended to transfer onto the paddleboard on land. This could also include a dock, then be transported into the water. This type of transfer from the same level of a shoreline into the water is known as a zero entry launch. Prior to paddleboarding, it is important to consider the user's abilities and comfort level on the water to provide optimal seating, paddling, and stability system to enhance the user's safety and experience. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more information regarding outdoor recreation for people with SCI. See you next time.